Hey guys, Dr. Leith here. I'm recording this for assessment and counseling. I'm really excited about the semester. I know that this is not how anybody anticipated the summer going, and for some of you, how you anticipated your graduate work going. And it's going to be a really big transition, and we're all going to get through it, and you guys are going to be fantastic counselors and school counselors. This course is focused on testing and measurement and things like that. And for some people, that can kind of be a little bit scary because, yes, there are numbers involved, but nothing you can't handle. Let's just clear that up now. If you're someone who gets nervous about numbers, please don't. This is going to be super easy and super painless. If you can convert time zones or how many ounces are in a gallon or money, then you can do this class. It really is just reasoning through some things and understanding when and how to administer tests and how to interpret those results. So I'm going to go over the syllabus in this video. This is sort of the welcome video. I'm going to post another one where we're going to get started with the historical and cultural aspects and the ethics of testing and assessment. That'll go up shortly. And we're going to try and transition to this online format as best we can. So I appreciate your patience. Always feel free to reach out to me. I will try my best to respond to emails within 24 hours. I know those of you that have already emailed me, there's a little bit more of a delay, and that's mostly because we're transitioning to an online format, and we have, or I at least have, a lot of things in the air as I try and adjust my courses. I'm all caught up, so if you email me, I will get back to you as soon as possible and within the next 24 hours. So we're going to go over the syllabus shortly. Assessment's really cool, and it's really important for a few reasons. One is when you're doing client work. And school counselors, you will absolutely see results and need to interpret things and contribute to decision making with students and the administration at your school. The other thing is that it's on the NCE. This is one of the 8 areas, and that can be difficult, especially if you're someone who, and I was this way, if you shut down when you see numbers and then you kind of panic and you're not able to answer the questions. So my midterm is very much modeled off of the NCE. So the first half of the semester is getting everybody familiar with psychometrics, the numbers, things like that, the different concepts. And then the second half is focused much more on the clinical stuff and the things that you would probably be more interested in. So let me turn over to the syllabus here. All right, so you can reach me at my email, christopher.leith@utsa. Here's my office number. Probably won't be there much this summer with everything going on. But if you need to meet with me, we can communicate through email, phone call. We can set up a Zoom meeting, things like that. So let me go down here. It looks like there's a little bit of a delay on what I'm looking at, what's showing up, so I'll try and match it up. So let's talk about the textbooks. So a couple of you have emailed me. The book that is required is this Whiston book, right? This highlighted one, Principles and Applications of Assessment and Counseling. Any edition is fine. The reason I like this book is because it has a lot of information and it's very well written on the psychometric stuff, so standard deviations, a normal distribution, mean, median, mode, validity, reliability, things like that. Fantastic resource. If this is something that you find yourself it doesn't come naturally to you throughout the semester, hold on to this book until you're done with your NCE. It's a really good one, but really any edition is fine. The second book by Lopez and Snyder, Positive Psychological Assessment, it's a beautifully written book, and it focuses a lot on measuring strengths and positivity, things like your wellness, your social support, and it does have instruments in it. Students have told me they were able to find it online at UTSA's library. So I suggest checking it out, but it's not required. You'll do just fine without it if you'd rather save some money and pass on another textbook. The counseling program mission and the department-based learning outcomes, I'll let you read on your own. Suffice to say that we're focused on making counselors who are knowledgeable, multiculturally aware, relationally aware, social advocates, school counselors understanding a learner-centered approach, how to interpret and relay results to families and students, and how to make appropriate decisions. But if you have questions on those, please let me know. Course connection to the portfolio. Here, leadership role, referrals, crisis intervention, I think those are all excellent areas to focus on with the portfolio. And for those of you who are joining our program and haven't learned about the portfolio yet, portfolio is something that happens when you go to internship 1 and 2. And that's where it's a collection for you to showcase things that you're really proud of, things that intrigue you, things that motivate you, things that you're passionate about. And so with assessment, I think it fits in nicely, and it can really fit into any of these areas, but finding an assessment that's very useful. If you're a school counselor, it might be, I think school should use such and such assessment to reduce bullying or things like that. If you're into eating disorders, here's a really handy way that helps screen for eating disorders, whatever it might be. There's lots of ethical and legal implications for testing and assessment, and so that's also another really interesting area. The course objectives and the CACREP standards, we are following the 2009 standards for CACREP. That's where UTSA is at, and I'll let you check those out. And if you have any questions, you just let me know. Man, my syllabus is long, isn't it? So instructional methods. Well, this is going to be online. Right, that's about it. Attendance, there's obviously not attendance, and if we do, or when we do live sessions, I'm not going to take attendance. That's something that if you think you can benefit from and you'd like to go, please do. I'm going to record them, and the reason that I'm not pushing harder for live things is because I've already received a number of emails pertaining to I have a family member that I need to take care of, I have children, I have a crazy work schedule with COVID coming in, and people getting laid off, losing jobs, hours adjusting, things like that. And so we're going to record those, and if you feel like you need additional help, you let me know, right? So that's the part that's your responsibility, is to let me know if you need additional help, because I will make sure that you get it. Common syllabus information can be found there. There's that link. Fitness to practice. So I want to take just a minute to go over this, especially as we adjust to being online. You're always being evaluated for fitness to practice, and I really want to emphasize the professionalism. Most of your communication, whether it's in this class or other classes, is going to be written. So be sure that you're writing in a way that's respectful, professional, things like that. And that includes emails, right? When you're sending an email, not being overly friendly, overly casual, things like that. Please let me know what you need from me, but we always want to make sure that we're communicating in a befitting manner, and it can be extra difficult when we're not able to see one another in person to pick up on things like tone, body language, things like that. So let's all err on the side of caution, make sure that our communication, whether it's on a discussion board, on an exam, through an email, anything like that, is always professional, kind, things like that. So what you all are probably most interested in is the assignments. We're going to have 2 quizzes, and these quizzes are set up because we can't meet in classes. I usually don't do quizzes in this course, but I want to give everybody time to get familiar with the concepts before going into the midterm. So that's why you see the quizzes on that end of the semester. And the questions are probably they're going to mirror what's on the midterm, which in turn mirrors what's on the NCE. I want you to try your hardest with this so I can give you feedback and gauge how you're doing with the material. And just so I'm not overhyping it up. A lot of this is going to just be kind of like a vocabulary lesson, understanding the different types of reliability, the different types of validity, a few logic problems here and there. And that's it. The quizzes are an attempt, and we'll have other problems, but all that's an attempt just to see where you're at. And if I need to readjust and move back the midterm, then I will, because I want everybody to feel really good about this information. We have a midterm, and obviously all of this will be done online. We have a midterm, right? And that midterm focuses on what the NCE is like, and it's all that really technical information. I'm going to skip over treatment plan for right now and go down to final exam. I keep moving my mouse like you guys can see it. The final exam is going to be all the clinical stuff that we go over, right? How do you do a personality assessment? How do I do a risk assessment? Why do we measure intelligence? That stuff that is more practical that you would see in a clinical setting and things like that. Treatment plan, right? So this is applying an assessment to you can do a real person if you'd like, just letting them know that this is not an official testing or anything like that, or a fictional character. If you do provide a treatment plan for a person, you can get up to 10 hours towards your practicum, right? And if that's too difficult, because I don't want to suggest go out and put yourself at risk or do anything that you're uncomfortable with, then you can pick a fictional character. Tell me what type of test or assessments you would use on that person. Like, what are you trying to figure out about them? So if I wanted to work with Walter White from Breaking Bad, and I want to know his level of narcissism, because he has a little bit of that, I might use which scale or which assessment, which test to measure that narcissism and explain why and what are your expected results. Nice, light, easygoing assignment, but if you do work with a real person, like a family member or friend, anything like that, don't pick any of the heavy stuff, right? You don't need that kind of action in your life, but you can get some direct hours through that. Normal grading, A, B, C. I don't know how to do the fancy stuff, like if you get 800 points, then it's a B minus or something. So our course schedule, this is tentative. We will move around as we need to for the class. So you'll notice where it says week of, those are all Mondays. I'm just starting my weeks on Mondays that way. So right now, we're just going over introductions and goals. Those of you that have had me in past classes, and I think a lot of you, this will be the first time in class with me, so I look forward to working with each of you. Those of you that have had me before know that I like to hear your goals as well, what you'd like to get out of that, and that's something that we're going to go over in the live session. You can also always email me what you hope to take out of the class. Foundations and considerations of assessment. So why do we do assessment? Where did assessment come from? Things like that. Then we are going to just dive in, right, into psychometrics. And a lot of this, I promise you, is going to sound familiar. Some of you already know all of this. If you do, that's great. Help out, refresh yourself. And if you don't, it's going to sound scarier than it really is. But this is all easy stuff. Distributions and scales, right? Mean, median, mode. What is a histogram or a normal distribution? Where we'll probably spend the most time is understanding what is a standard deviation and explaining that. Then we're going to go into reliability, right? So reliability depends on, can I trust the results of a test I get, right? So the NCE, can I trust those results? Are they really good at figuring out if you know the material or not? Are the results reliable? Are they trustworthy? Then we go into validity, right? So this is picking the right tool for the job, right? So you wouldn't want me to measure your knowledge of counseling by saying, bake me a cake, right? The person who makes the most delicious cake will get an A, and the person who makes cookies instead of a cake gets an F, right? It's picking the right instrument for the job. So if I want to measure eating disorders, I should probably pick an assessment or an assessment technique like the eating disorder questionnaires, and not the like back depression inventory or something like that. Pretty easy stuff. That's when your quiz is due, right? And we're just kind of reviewing it. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Now after that, we're then switching over into the clinical stuff, the more fun stuff, mental status exams, right? How do we do that? How do we detect for symptoms of anything, or strengths, wellness, biopsychosocials, how to do goal setting. This is also when quiz 2 is due. The midterm is going to open up on the 22nd. It's going to be due by midnight on the 29th, so you have a week to finish it. You can go in and out. It's not going to be timed. It's going to be up. It's going to be open, and then you complete it as you see fit. When we come back, we're going to go over intelligence testing, so IQ testing. Then personality, right? Personality traits. Risk and suicide assessment, harm to self and others. How do we do that? How do we document it? Then couples, right? How do we do assessments for relationships? And not just romantic couples, but also family, right? And then that week of the 3rd, the final will open. I'll do a review of everything, and that's it. I know it sounds like a lot. I'm trying to be as flexible, and I will be as flexible as possible with everybody. If you need something, meaning if you need more time, if you need more help, if you need more resources, please let me know. Please take care of yourself. These are trying times. Please know that UTSA's health center or health services is still open. Counseling services is still open. So please take care of yourself. Let me know what I can do. If it's something I can help with, I'm happy to help with. If it's something that I can't, then I'll help you find where you should go. So I hope everyone's well. I hope everybody's excited. I appreciate your patience. I look forward to, I don't know why I still have the overlay. I could have just done, there we go. I look forward to like an interesting semester. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna get you through this. You're gonna get me through this, and we're all gonna be okay. We're gonna be better people for it. So I will post the next video shortly, going over the intro material, and send out a list of live dates shortly. Hope all is well, and I will talk to you again soon.